but ye are people, and wisdom shall die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I'm not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not such things as these? I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who called upon God, and he answered him. The just, upright man is laughed to scorn. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. The tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke God are secure. Into whose hand God bringeth abundantly. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? In whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Doth not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? With the ancients is wisdom, and in length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength, he hath counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away, spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bonds of kings, and girdeth the loins with the girdle. He leadeth princes away, spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the age. He poureth content unto the princes, and maketh weakness the strength of the mighty. He discovereth deep things out of the darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadows of death. He increaseth the nations, and destroyeth them. He lengtheneth the nations, and straighteth them again. He taketh away the heart of the chief of people of the earth, and causeth them to wander in the wilderness, where there is no way. They grope the darkness without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. Lo, mine eyes have seen all this. My ears have heard and understood it. What ye know, the same I do know also. I'm not inferior unto you. Surely I will speak to the Almighty, and desire to reason with God. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would together hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Will ye seek wickedly for God, and talk deceitfully of him? Will ye accept his person? Will ye contend for God? It is good that he should search you out, or as one man mocketh another, do ye so mock him? He will surely reprove you, if you do secretly accept persons. Shall not his excellency make you afraid, and his dread fall upon you? Your remembrances are like unto ashes, your bodies to bodies of clay. Hold your peace, let him alone, that I may speak, and let come on me what will. Wherefore do I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in mine hands? Though he slay me, yet I will trust him. But I will maintain mine own way before him. He also shall be my salvation, for a hypocrite shall not come before him. Hear diligently my speech and my declaration with your ears. Behold, now I have ordered my cause. I know that I shall be justified. Who is he that plead with me? For now, if I hold my tongue, I shall give up the ghost. Only do not two things unto me, then will I not hide myself from thee. Now listen to these two things that he's saying, he's asking not to be done to him. Withdraw thine hand far from me, okay? And the second is, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Then call thou, and I will answer. Let me speak, and answer thou me. How many are mine iniquities and sins? Make me to know my transgressions and my sins. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and holdest me for thine enemies? Wilt thou break a leaf driven to and fro? And wilt thou pursue the dry stubble? For thou writest bitter things against me, and maketh me to possess the iniquities of my youth. Thou puttest my feet also in the stock, and looketh narrowly unto all thy paths. Thou settest a print upon the heels of my feet, and he, as a rotten thing, consumeth, as a garment that a moth is eaten. Chapter 14, verse 1. A man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. And thus thou open thy eyes upon such as one, and bringeth me into judgment with thee. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the numbers of his mouth, his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass. Turn from him that he may rest, till he shall accomplish as a hireling of his day. For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branches thereof will not cease. Though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stock thereof die in the ground, yet through the scent of water it will bud and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he? As the water falls from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down and riseth not. Till the heaven be no more, they shall not make awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. O that thou wouldest hide in me the grave, that wouldest keep me secret unto thy wrath be past. That thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thy hands. For now thou numberest my steps. Thus thou that watch over my sins. My transgressions is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest up my iniquity. And surely the mountains falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place. The waters wear the stones. Thou washest away things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. Thou prevailest forever against him, and he passeth, thou changest his counsel, his countenance, and sendeth him away. His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not, and they are brought low, but he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have the pain, and his soul within him shall mourn. Okay. A lot of good reading, a lot of good things in there. But look, let's go back to chapter 10. Okay. Now in chapter 10, before he gets to 11 and 12, especially 12, and he begins to talk about him having this understanding. In chapter 10, you see Job throughout that chapter talks about what I just asked about man's makeup. Okay, and I said what? Our three-part creation is what again?
Spirit, soul, and body.
Thank you very much. Spirit, soul, and body. Okay, he starts out talking about his soul. Now, can anybody tell me what the makeup of a man's soul is? What have we discussed and said that you find in the soul? And to simply put, what are the 6 things that you can find in the soul?
The mind, and your soul, your heart.
The mind is one.
Oh.
Your intellect, in other words. And the others are what we were taught in school about your 5 senses.
Smell.
Seeing, hearing, touching.
Smell.
Yeah, that's 4. Seeing, hearing, touching, smell.
Yeah, smell. I don't know the other one.
You eat with it.
You
You say something's delicious from it. You say it's delicious or good. How do you know it's delicious or good? Taste. Okay. You have those, and then you have your intellect. Okay, those are the things that in you. But those are the things that what we feel from. We get emotions from. We have a physical connection to this place through our soul because those things come through our physical connection with this place that we live in. Okay, so now see what he talks about here. He says, "My soul is weary of my life." Okay, so he's expressing the fact of his emotions. He's very emotional at this point. You know why? Because what's happened to Job so far?
He done lost his kids, his everything he had.
His possessions and what
Then
else?
he got them lesions on his body.
That's it. From the top of his head
To the sole of his feet.
to the sole of his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So he's physically suffering from all the pains that he's having, and then he's also emotionally suffering because of what? All the loss and grief and everything else that he has from the possessions, and not so much the possessions as I would say as it is the fact of the loss of life that has taken around him. He's lost servants, you know, he's lost family, you know, even I would speculate to even say even the loss of the life of the animals and possessions, you know, the physical animals that he's had, you know, those things meant something to me. They weren't about just him being rich, you know, it was about the life that they were, and you know, primarily his loss of his feel that he has lost his connection and his relationship with the Lord. Okay, so he's worried, he's fretful of this, and in the end of what was it, chapter 4, or chapter 2, Job talked about the fact that after his kids were lost, he was what? He was basically waiting for his time to what?
To end.
To end. Okay? And you see that here when him talking about the grief in the soul, that same thing. Job is still waiting for his life to end.
Yeah.
You know? But he's waiting for it to end as if he's done something wrong. He feels he hasn't done anything wrong. He's not getting any answers, so it's just let me die. Since I'm not going to get an answer to what I've done, you know, just let me die. Now, there's a distinct difference in that because his wife has told him to do what? Curse God and die. So in other words, if Job wants to die, all he has to do is what? Curse God, and it's all over with. But Job won't do that. Job wants to know what he's done wrong, but if he hasn't done anything wrong, and in his eyes, he hasn't done anything wrong that he knows of, but he's still waiting to be told what it is. If not, then, okay, just let it come to an end then. Okay? But it's still, in other words, God, your choice. Okay? So he talks about that, but what I notice in here is several things. Okay? So, like I said, Job talks about in the start of this, he talks about the soul, and then in verse 12 he talks about